Our word of the week is record. Records tell the story of our government. Correspondence, maps, contracts, information systems, databases, photographs, reports, and files all document the policies and the work of the federal government, so future generations will be able to review and interpret the actions taken and decisions made. Records also tell the story of our world. Through weather reports, environmental data, comments from the public on new regulations, technical studies, research reports, and snapshots in time, records can help us recognize where we've been and help us see where we're going. Records tell the story of our times, of events and actions at home and abroad, from eyewitness accounts and military reports to patents for new technology, economic data, and landmark court cases. Records help us to identify, explore, and understand the events we see in our news reports and in our history books. But most of all, records tell our story, the stories of people, families, communities, and groups. Records at the National Archives document the lives of our ancestors, our families, our friends. They help us understand the lives of public figures, as well as the person next door. There are millions of stories waiting to be told. We must ensure that our records, our stories, survive for generations to come. We can do that by identifying and managing the records that support our work. In the U.S. federal government, the United States Code defines what constitutes a record for federal agencies. Government records are stored in thousands of formats, from printed documents to scanned images, to sound and video recordings, computer systems, email messages, and data warehouses. The content of the material, together with the way it's used, helps us to identify something as a record. As we identify and manage our records, we need to be careful to recognize all the different possible formats we maintain so that all the records can be captured. We also need to plan our management strategies so those formats can be preserved and accessed throughout the entire lifetime of the records. Records are created and captured to document the work of the government, including its structure, history, policies, decisions, and communications. Records are essential to government accountability and transparency. The technology we use to create records has changed over time, but our need to document, retrieve, and understand information is greater than ever. Records are captured and preserved to document how the government was structured, how it worked, what actions were taken, what money was spent, and what decisions were made. All records in the federal government have a specific lifespan, and that retention time is determined by the value and the usefulness of the information within the records. Some records are kept for a short period of time to support day-to-day operations, and some are kept forever to record our nation's history. Records must be captured and preserved, but those stories can be fragile. According to a recent survey by the National Archives, over half of the federal agencies surveyed were not transferring permanently valuable historic records to the National Archives when their record schedules required it, and 75% were not transferring historic electronic records. If records aren't captured and preserved, our records, our history, our story, could simply fade away. The answer is in your hands. When you manage federal records, you help to ensure that your work, our history, can be preserved. Take a few moments to find your agency's basic records management policies, procedures, and training. Work with your agency's records officer and information management team to identify records and retain them for the right amount of time. Be sure to include the paper and electronic documents, systems, and other information sources that support your work. Together, we can ensure that we have the information we need to get our work done effectively and efficiently today, and the information future generations will need to support the work of the government and tell the story of our country and our times. For more information about federal records management, a list of agency records officers, and information about available records management training, visit us online at archives.gov.